Flo College and the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network is proud to present Old Dominion Athletic Conference Volleyball from inside Turner Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Hello again, volleyball fans. I'm Kyle Haney with my guy John Bilbo in the house tonight. And John, we've got another exciting ODAC matchup.
Yes, we do. It is a very nice matchup. It's a Wednesday night here in Lynchburg, the Hill City. About 7 minutes till game time. Both teams fired up, come out here and try and get a win. It looks like Lynchburg's in all red today.
It's a great look for the Lynchburg Hornets, who are 16-2 this season. Really, the outstanding year has been eye-catching all season long, and we'll be talking about some of the things that have happened. And, of course, Lynchburg 4-1, fresh off a 4-set victory on Saturday against Shenandoah. Hornets played pretty well. They did lose set 3 in that ball game, John, but overall a very satisfying and convincing victory. Guilford is coming off a big win. They beat Bridgewater on the road Saturday. First time beating the Eagles since 2019. So Guilford's got some good vibes going too.
Well, that's important here because they want to get on a conference win streak. When you're talking later in the year going into conference tournaments, these games just matter so much. And they would love to keep their hot streak going.
Yeah, Guilford has actually won 6 games on the road this season. They're 3-1 in away games and 3-2 in neutral site games. So they have had some success in other people's gyms, and we'll find out if the Quakers can keep that success on the road going here tonight. And as you said, a key conference matchup. ODAC standings have Virginia Wesleyan at the top, but Lynchburg now in sole possession of second place at 4-1. Guilford is currently in the 8th spot, and John, top 8 teams do go to that ODAC tournament, so that's kind of a good baseline or a good metric to look at. And I think for Guilford, if they could get in that tournament, it would feel like a successful season.
Yeah, it definitely would. It would be a very much improvement in the whole culture of the team. When you think about making conference tournament, not only does it boost your morale for this year, especially if you're not guaranteed or have a shot in the national tournament, that you would love to at least get into some competitive play and just see what happens.
No doubt about it. Guilford actually lost to Lynchburg in the quarterfinals of the ODAC tournament last year in this gym. So the Quakes have not won a ball game here on the road in Lynchburg in a while. We'll see if that changes tonight. We are less than 10 minutes away from the first serve. John and I will step aside for a bit. We'll bring it back after the national anthem. Meeting you at the net here in just a moment on LHSN and Flo College. We're back inside Turner Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Hi again, volleyball fans. It's Kyle Haney and John Bilbo hanging out with you on a Wednesday night, getting ready to start fall break here on campus at the University of Lynchburg. And next week's a big week with our homecoming stuff coming up. But John will hold that conversation for a little bit and talk more about volleyball. Guilford 8-6, 3-3 in the ODAC this year. The big win on the road against Bridgewater Saturday. Natalie Moore had 13 kills and 4 aces. And really, Natalie Moore is one of the best athletes you're going to see because she's not only a great volleyball player, she's got multiple indoor and outdoor track and field records at Guilford. Number 22 will be one to watch tonight for the Quakes. For the University of Lynchburg, again, it was a 4-set win against Shenandoah on Saturday. Hornets swung it at 219 total. They hit 344 in set number 2. That was the high. The low for Lynchburg was a 137 strike rate in set 3, and that was by no coincidence probably the set that Shenandoah won. Lynchburg had 7 aces on Saturday. They had 6 total blocks. The aces and the serving game continues to be a strength for Lynchburg, John, but I think Coach Kevin Cardozo would like to eliminate some of these serving errors.
Yeah, he definitely does. You don't want to be giving away the ball for free. You'd love to keep it in between the white lines, make them earn it.
Lynchburg has won 10 of their last 11, 16 of their last 18. It's a 16-2 mark this year. One road loss to Virginia Wesleyan in 5 sets. That's the only ODAC loss. And then Lynchburg did get swept by Springfield earlier this season as well. That was the first loss of the year. As the fans are filing inside Turner Gymnasium. Decent crowd in the gym tonight, John, especially when you consider that fall break is cranking up. So maybe a few less students even available to attend today.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure people have hit the road heading home, but still a nice size today for a nice ODAC game. Love to see it here in Lynchburg, the Hill City. We'll see what tonight has in store for us.
Yeah, and sports-wise here on campus, we're spread pretty thin because there's a women's soccer game outside to our right on Schellenberger Field, and then the men's soccer team is in action up in Harrisonburg. Field hockey's got a game today, so it's a very busy Wednesday for Hornets sports fans and really across the entire ODAC landscape. As John said, Lynchburg in the red tops today on the right side of your screen. Quakers are wearing black. The libero has the burgundy red jersey. Libero will be Vivian Cavatayo for Guilford. She'll be one to watch defensively. Madison Duvall up front, the middle blocker, has some great numbers this season. We'll run some of those down for you, and there will be other attacking options for Guilford other than Natalie Moore. Watch out for Crisbel Alcantara. She's really had good games against Lynchburg in her career. A junior from San Juan, Puerto Rico, 583 kills. Lynchburg will serve first. Ball's in the air. Let's play some college volleyball inside Turner. That was Alexis Scipione with the first serve, and it will lead to the first point of the evening.
Yeah, look at the Lynchburg bench there. They're already active early. You want to see that in a conference game. Make sure everybody's on their heels tonight.
Yeah, that's a fun part about Lynchburg. You can just watch the bench all game and have a good time and get those vibes. There's one off the block and out for number 9, Casey Johnson. 6'1" senior from Winterville, North Carolina, will even the score at 1 apiece. Not sure if our graphics are coming through, John, so you and I talked about our game plan. We got to make sure we give the score a little bit more, and it just changes after that serving error. 2-1 Hornets.
2-1 2-1 Hornets, I'm sorry. Well, the Hornets need to come out early here and do not let them stay in anything. You would love to put them down early. Do not give them a fighting chance.
First swing of the game for Natalie Moore. Got her own cover. What a diving dig there from Abby Barlow to keep that alive. Keogh's going to free ball it down the net. Moore punches at it. Now it's Barlow, far side. First swing for Kate Hardy gets defended well by Guilford. There's Casey Johnson again. What a back and forth rally here early in set 1. Another free ball from Lynchburg. Let's see where Guilford goes. They get organized. Moore has to hit a shot. Tori Williamson there. Lynchburg going to try to end the rally, and they will.
That was just a nice set for the Lynchburg team. There were some times that they were out of position, still end up getting a point there. You'd love to see that. And keeping the serve here and with a 3-1 lead, you just want to keep building off of it.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Early excitement, long rally. Both teams had a chance to end it. Lynchburg finally did. Another swing from Johnson. She got sent back. Great blocking up front for Lynchburg. That one was sneaked down from Natalie Moore. 3-2 Lynchburg. Guilford side out and get the ball back.
Yeah, that was a high velo hit there. I'd love to see a radar gun on it. Coming out swinging today from both sides.
And yeah, a lot of good swings from Guilford right away. A few shots in there, a few of those change-ups. I like it early on from Guilford as well. Leah DiNardo, how about a hammer from the middle? Her first point, Lynchburg by 2.
Yeah, there was no stopping that one. That one found the gap in the defense for Guilford.
Leah DiNardo, 5th this season in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference in attack percentage, scoring at an efficient, high rate. Net joust won by number 24, Jillian Mapes.
Yeah, unfortunate there. You'd love to see it to go a little bit the other way. I mean, caught off guard it looked like there. Just a little tap over the net, no high velo. It's been high velo so far early on, and it's another high velo point.
That was Ava Meinhardt that time, pushing it right through the block and down. Lynchburg by 2 again.
Subbing in early and often. Second sub back for each other.
Yeah, Lynchburg has been going to their bench quite a bit more in this, I guess you could call it, second half of the season. Misfire there from Kate Hardy. She knew it right off the hand. And here comes another rotation change with Maya Green in as the setter. Looks like Jackie Bryant in the ball game, and also Morgan Clark, a libero change for Lynchburg.
Yeah, subs coming in early in this game. Want to keep some fresh legs throughout the night, I guess. That would be the guess. Kevin Cardoza certainly knows what he's doing. So we'll see what happens here. Good.
Yeah, nice shot there by Jackie Bryant. Kind of hit a little slider to get around the block. That was away from the net. Yeah, part of the substitution pattern changes is only one of your middles is going to serve, and you also get Maya Green as a front row setter. No, pardon me, Maya Green's in the back row right now, so miscalled by myself on that. Here's the setter, Mapes, and a nice touch shot down the line and in.
Nothing you can really do about that. Diving effort, gave it all you had there. Just a little crack in the jar.
It's a 6-5, 1-point Lynchburg lead. Set 1 here inside Turner. Best 3 out of 5, playing to 25, must win by 2. Good job by Maya Green to dig that one out of the mesh and then sent over. Nice dig by Kaylee Keogh there. Composed on one knee. And then Tori Williamson will get the point for Lynchburg, who leads by a deuce again.
Yeah, nice sequence there. High velo. Found an open spot in the back right corner. You'd love to see that if you're a Hornet fan. If you're Guilford, you want to tighten up that defense a little bit. It hasn't been very bad, though.
Leah DiNardo back in the game for Lynchburg. This is Ava Meinhardt to serve. Kaylee Keogh, again, really passing well on the back line for Lynchburg. Mapes is going to go to Johnson, rejected, and then it hit her body. Nice block by DiNardo, and Tori Williamson really presented it well and had it closed against the pin.
Yeah, that was great right there. You'd love to see that. You would have thought that ball, no, you can't predict the outcome of that. And for Lynchburg, that's the perfect outcome there. A nice block and a point.
There's another stuff from Lynchburg. Does it lead to a point? Guilford will free ball it over, basically, roll shot it over. Jackie Bryant rejected, but that will stay on court. No, off court for a Lynchburg point. What's the call here? There's some dispute between the officials. And now head coach Chris Myron in his first season for Guilford is asking the question himself. Wait, I thought you called that a point for us. And they'll say, no, it's a Lynchburg point, and the home team is on top by 4.
Yeah, a little misconfusion early on. I don't know if both judges agreed there, but we'll see. And there's another misfire from the serving line.
9-6, Lynchburg by 3. Morgan Clark in the ball game. It's a change now for Guilford. They'll bring in at number 8, Zoe Wisnant to serve. She's from Greensboro. Not a long trip for Guilford up Route 29 to come from the Tar Heel State. They're the only member of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference that is not in the state of Virginia. But geographically, it's still not a bad drive to get to most of the places in conference.
It's a long drive to Virginia Wesleyan for them. That would be a trip.
I suppose that would be the longest one.
I would agree.
We can check in between sets. We'll get on the computer and plug in some driving times there. Another great block from Lynchburg. Kind of a softer stuff, but it leads to a point. 11-6, Hornets on top and rolling. We've got a little bit of a scoreboard up there. I'm not sure it's the right one that we want, but we'll work on it here during this timeout. We'll step aside for a breather with the score. Lynchburg 11, Guilford 6 on LHSN and Flo College. We return to play. Set one action between Guilford and Lynchburg. Quakers took a timeout. That's not how they wanted to come out of it. Another point for Lynchburg, doubling up Guilford right now, 12-6.
Yeah, another ball that can't make it over the net. It's been a little sloppy from both sides. You'd love to see it clean up, and as I say that, another ball that can't see over the top of the white line on the net.
All right, I did the numbers here on the internet. It's about 4 hours and 30 minutes from Guilford to Shenandoah. It's about 4 hours and 12 minutes from Guilford to Virginia Beach. So the Shenandoah Hornet matchup for the Quakers would actually be the longest drive in conference. But we're splitting hairs now.
Have you ever seen Virginia Beach traffic?
It's fun.
As someone who resides near there.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good little counterpoint there. John and Kyle having fun. We hope you are too. A bit more fun early for Lynchburg, but Guilford still in striking distance. Quakers down 4 after back-to-back points. This is Vivian Cavatayo serving. She's from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, sophomore. And that serve was not good enough, and it'll lead to another Lynchburg point. It's Tori Williamson for Lynchburg. Tori Williamson, 3rd in kills on the team her first season. She led the ball club in terminations last year. Another great block from Lynchburg. Lakeside Drive Roofing Company is working on a Wednesday evening.
Yeah, textbook there. Ricochets right back towards the Guilford side. It's been some good defense here early on from the Hornets.
Yeah, Lynchburg blocking was fine on Saturday. It wasn't really that noteworthy, but so far in this one, we're getting some points in the blocking game. And how about that? You were talking about velocity. That was sharp cheddar right there from Leah DiNardo.
Yeah, that was high velo. That's a Roldis Chapman fastball.
15-8 is our score, and we'll stay here during this timeout as we continue to banter, and John's mixing in the baseball references. You got to mix in a guy who's still playing, though. The Red Sox have been eliminated. Aroldis Chapman.
I am a Yankees fan.
Oh,
so.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, you should have picked one of their flamethrowers then, Max Fried or somebody like that. 15-8 is the score as we continue to work on our graphics, but it's also just a nice excuse for us to give the score a little bit more Lynchburg back in action 1 week from today. That'll be on Wednesday, October the 15th. That's 1 week from today. So off this weekend for Lynchburg. Guilford's going to be in action Friday in Charlotte, but Lynchburg off for a little bit, and that's going to be a fun game next week because it's going to be on campus and kind of kick off our homecoming festivities. We hope you'll make your plans to join us for some or all of the homecoming fun. The information is online at lynchburgsports.com, and you can visit the regular school website as well, lynchburg.edu. We've got our Sports Hall of Fame ceremony planned for inside this gym on Thursday. We'll get all kinds of homecoming fun out on Schellenberger Field Saturday with men's soccer, women's soccer, field hockey. I think we got some alumni games going on out there. It's just going to be a blast. That's next weekend. This weekend, as you heard John talking about, fall break. Some folks will head home. Some teams will keep practicing. A little bit of a mixed bag. I think Kevin Cardozo will give the ladies a chance to hit the road and get out of town for 48 hours or so. There's a steamer from Guilford that they needed. I believe it was Madison Duval up front. It was Maddie Duval, the senior middle blocker, will get a much-needed point for the Quakers.
See what they do with the serve here. They would love to keep it over on the side and see what happens. Bench is alive. Nobody sitting down that is not a coach or trainer.
Yeah, Guilford could use a long run at the service line. That time, Natalie Moore went over the block. You could tell she made a bit of an adjustment there, John. There was net contact for Lynchburg, so it will be a Guilford point. But Natalie Moore had been stuffed multiple times, so she finally decided to try to go OTB over the block. It seemed to work that time. Here's Lynchburg trying to attack, and they do so with efficiency. Kate Hardy with a screamer to the near left corner.
Yeah, high velo there. Found a nice hole in the defense. You would love to keep seeing that.
16-10, Lynchburg by 6. Abby Barlow, nice serve. Tight to the top of the net. Here's Moore again, had to punch it one. Guilford trying to rebuild. They can't. It was a block that turned into a joust. Ava Meinhardt was involved in both sequences, and she will get the point for Lynchburg, who leads by 7.
Great defense there. Goes up once, goes back the other way. Goes up again, goes right back the other way.
Lynchburg's block will stymie that shot from Duval. Kaylee Keogh is going to take a hack. That will lead to a point. Contact in the net from Guilford. Lynchburg really rolling now, John, on top by 8.
Yeah, you'd love to see that if you're a Hornets fan. You just like to go 25-10 here, get 7 straight points. If you're Guilford, you got to find a way to stop the momentum and switch it sides. And nice little layover.
Barlow's in the right spot to take care of that layup. Hardy got rejected but pushed it back over with the left hand. Good scramble there from Guilford to keep that alive. Lynchburg's going to attack. Middle shot again. That's Meinhardt. This ball's still in play. Quakers working hard. Moore with the free ball. Keogh's going to get this set, and Kate Hardy tried to lob it over the defense, but that is out of play beyond the boundary for first Quakers point in a while.
Yep, and they're going to need some more if they want to try and come back and take this first set.
Down by 7 right now is Guilford.
And they get another one.
Half a dozen now as Natalie Moore gets into it with the dance move. She's got 2 kills and now 1 ace. Duval also with 2 terminations for Guilford. Lynchburg's got their kills spread around. DiNardo, Hardy, Bryant with 2 apiece.
Oh, my.
Pinball play there. Lynchburg will get organized. Tip shot from Hardy, covered up nicely. Mapes will set behind her head. Morgan Clark, right spot, right time. Now it's Keogh. Rejected. Lynchburg on the rebuild. Clark, high ball bump set. 2-hander from Hardy. This is fun. Got a little bit of everything in this one. Kitchen sink kind of play. There's Moore with some backline defense. Tori Williamson with a great dig. Another push shot from Hardy. She's gone to that a couple times. Now the rally's gone on so long it's hard to remember what's happened, but Lynchburg will finally win the marathon 19-12. Hornets by 7 again.
Yeah, here we go. See if we can add on to the lead here. behind the line. There's been a couple of serving errors early on so far. You'd love to add a couple of points here and get closer to the 25 mark.
Yeah, to your point, Lynchburg has had now 4 serving errors, including that one from Kate Hardy. No aces just yet for the Lynchburg Hornets. Serving for Guilford has not been bad by any means. 1 ace, 3 errors there. If you look at the stats, the numbers are fairly even, although Lynchburg does have more service errors per set than Guilford.
That one looked a little wonky off the start. Oh, man.
Moore got a piece of that. The chase down was on, then it hit the rafters and went the wrong direction for Guilford. Lynchburg wins the race to 20. They're 5 away with a 7-point advantage. Kaylee Keogh serving for the Hornets.
See what happens here. Ooh, nice.
Great serve from Kaylee Keogh. There's your first ace of the ball game for Lynchburg. KK gets it. Senior from Charlotte, North Carolina. One of the all-time best to wear a Hornets uniform, I think.
Yeah, the argument could definitely be made that very well one of the best to put on the red and black for the Hornets.
See if she can finish off the set from the service line. She'll stay another point longer anyway after that shot goes beyond the baseline for another Hornet point. 22-13. Lynchburg by 9, 3 away from a potential set 1 victory.
Here we go. Oh. Look at that ball go up in the rafters.
Yeah, that was off the hands of Barlow. And if it would have stayed on the Lynchburg side, it would have been okay to play off the rafters. But since it came down on the Guilford side, it's a no-go, and it's a Quakers point.
Okay, let's see if they can get themselves back into this set. It's 22-14.
Mapes will get a one-handed pass on the dive from Cavatayo. Jackie Bryant's going to take a slash. Kept alive by some solid Quakers defense. Lynchburg will try again. This time it's Williamson. Nope. Didn't get the contact right. 22-15. Quakers still pushing and working. Jillian Mapes, the sophomore setter on the service line for the Quakers.
Yeah, from South Carolina. I guess she chose the other Carolina State when deciding where she wanted to go for her college career.
Lynchburg asking for a touch. There was no touch.
Leads cut down to 5. Gone fast.
Yeah, I think if Guilford got this deficit trimmed to 2 or 3, it might prompt a timeout from Coach Kevin Cardoza. Ava Meinhardt kind of got in a bad position there. She almost kept it alive with her foot. But instead, it does hit the hardwood. She's having a laugh about it. So is the rest of the Lynchburg team. I'm not sure Coach Kevin Cardoza sees the humor in the 9-point lead getting whittled down.
Yeah, he doesn't look very happy about that.
It's still a 5-point advantage right now. Again, I think if it gets to maybe 2, and that's not going to happen just yet on this one as Lynchburg does respond. Coach K is off his seat and talking a little bit. Maya Green on court as the setter for Lynchburg. Kaylee Keogh, Ava Meinhardt to serve. They'll be in the back row with Jackie Bryant, Tori Williamson, and Leah DiNardo up front for Lynchburg. 2 away here in set 1 inside Turner Gymnasium. Wayne Profit court. Meinhardt's in the right place. Good pass to Maya Green. Tip shot from Jackie Bryant. Cavatayo has that. Cross court set, and that ball is in. Crispel Alcantara, this outstanding junior from San Juan, Puerto Rico, with a nice strike.
Yeah, cutting the deficit for Guilford. Last time they got the ball back, they cut it down some. Let's see if they can cut it down a little bit more here. Maybe try and come back and win, but at least not, make it more manageable. And as I say that, the Hornets will make it set point.
There's a perfect pass on the serve receive. Great set from Maya Green to tee up Leah DiNardo, who didn't miss with a big swing. 24-18. Lynchburg now 1 away. Alexis Scipione, junior transfer setter, to do the honors for Lynchburg here. Solid serve, Moore is there. Left side, Casey Johnson tooling the block and out for a Guilford point. They'll stay alive momentarily. Johnson on the season came in with 1.82 kills per set. She was right at the century mark. 100 kills. she's really been a go-to option today. Lynchburg will go to Tori Williamson and end it. Set one is done, 25-19. Hornets with a pretty comprehensive victory, but the Quakers did do their part to try to get in there and make a game of it. We're on to set two in just a moment inside Turner. Lynchburg on top early on Flo College. Oh, here we go. Graphics on display inside Turner Gymnasium. Kyle Haney with my guy John Bilbo. John, Lynchburg takes set one, 25-19. I'd take some additional observations and opinions from you on the Hornets' set one victory.
I would say that they played very good, but the serving errors could have made it a lot different. Gave Guilford some extra chances, some free points. But I can't say that Guilford didn't make some errors too. So I guess that's the game of sports. You make errors. It's how you respond and how much you can limit the damage.
Yeah, specifically serving errors for Lynchburg. It was 4. They did have 1 ace. Offensively, the Hornets had a .364 attack percentage. Guilford, they had 1 ace, 3 errors, only swung it at .132. Sometimes that attacking percentage is overrated, but those numbers do tell you part of the story there. Tori Williamson led the way for Lynchburg with 4 terminations, 3 from Jackie Bryant, 3 from Leah DiNardo, 2 from Kayla Keogh, 2 from Kate Hardy. Lynchburg continues to be very well-rounded when it comes to their attacking. And it's now 6 players for Lynchburg over 100 kills on the season. There's one of them, Kate Hardy, with a bash from the far left side. She came into the game with 196, closing in on 200. That's the team lead. And you've got Williamson, Meinhardt, Keogh, DiNardo, and Jackie Bryant all over 100 kills now for Lynchburg. They really can be dynamic in the true sense of the word, that they can do different things to beat you. There's one of John's observations about the serving from Lynchburg. Not good enough there. Error number 5 of the game.
Yeah, definitely want to make that a thing to improve on here. That was a ball that barely just got over, skipped right into the spot that the defense could not get it.
2-1 Guilford.
It's like a rock skipping on the water across the net.
Scoreboard now says 1-1. No, it's back to 2-1. I believe it's the first lead of any kind for Guilford today, and now they'll up it to 2. 3-1 the Quaker advantage at the moment. Guilford 13-13 last year, 7-5 in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. They did lose in that tournament quarterfinal in this gym to Lynchburg. Nice job by Kate Hardy to run one down, then banged into the stanchion. Going to be a Lynchburg point.
Kevin Cardozo does not look happy to the start of this set, and you cannot blame him.
Yeah, it's actually a Guilford point. I was wrong. That might be part of the reason why Coach K is not happy. Coach Cardozo is going to celebrate birthday number 1 of his daughter Nora tomorrow. He said, got to make sure we get Nora's birthday in there.
Yeah, shout out to her.
She was in the gym earlier. She may still be in the gym tonight. There's Lynchburg. Going to cut the deficit in half. 4-2 now, Guilford. As the score on your screen is accurate with Abby Barlow serving for Lynchburg.
You'd love to tie this game up if you're the Hornets, or this setup. And of course, as I say that, point Guilford.
Spun off the inside arm there and down to the hardwood for Guilford. A lost set one, but a good start to set two here for the Quakers. Maybe some early confidence for Chris Marone. Mentioned he's in his first season, coached for a while at Clark University in Dubuque, Iowa. There's one off the block and out. That was Natalie Moore. She really is a high riser, and the fact that she jumps so well, she can make all those mid-air adjustments, and she's got a little bit more time than most players to choose what kind of shot she wants to play. 6-2, Guilford by 4. Scipione, back set for Hardy. There's Moore. Got a fist on that one. Outside for Kaylee Keough. What a shot from Keough. Talking about redirecting the flight pass. She really had to lean back for that one and still got a nice handful and got it in play.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot, beautiful ball placement. The Hornets really needed the ball back and a point, so let's see if they can build off of it.
Hornets do side out with Maya Green to serve. Southpaw serve from Maya Green. Guilford got stuffed. Nice dig from Maya Green. Tori Williamson's going to roll one over. 6-3 Guilford. Ooh, good placement on that one. Maddie Duvall. Some craftiness there. Clever to find the open area for Guilford.
Yeah, Guilford's off to a great start for this set. If you're a Guilford fan, you could not be more thrilled right now for this set.
Duvall's got the team lead in attack percentage coming into this game anyway. That's Jackie Bryant. High hands off the block, up and out. Lynchburg down by 3. For Bryant, should be termination number 4. Lynchburg still hitting .350 as a team. Guilford swinging it at .500 in set 2. Much better in the offensive areas for the Quakers. Duvall this time took pace off. Tori Williamson with a banger. Natalie Moore is there. Overpass. Let's see where Lynchburg goes. Green's going to set Jackie Bryant other side, right through the libero, but Natalie Moore is there. Impressive rally so far. Good read from Abby Barlow. You can hear the out call from the bench and the other 5 on court. Barlow made the right decision to just move the head out of the way.
Yeah, Lynchburg cutting it back. We saw Guilford cut the deficit back last set. Let's see if the Hornets can, maybe even the score up.
Lynchburg 12-1 when winning set 1 this year. They did take a set 1 victory on the road against Virginia Wesleyan. Ended up losing that in 5 sets.
That's the number 1 team in the ODAC, a top 25 ranked team. Lynchburg receiving votes, not quite there yet. You'd love to see it, though.
Guilford by 1 now, and all of a sudden we've got ourselves a tied second set. 7 apiece here for Guilford and Lynchburg. And it's Kaylee Keough to serve for the Hornets, who have tied it up. Down 4. Let's remember this 7-7 tie and see where we go from here.
Ooh, what
solid
a block.
stuff again, yeah. The roof is on for Lynchburg. Back and down for Jackie Bryant and Ava Meinhardt. Lynchburg continuing to block well. Should be blocking point number 5 of the match. It's a Lynchburg lead.
Really nice block there. Lynchburg really needed this out of this possession. Even though they lose the point there, they cut the deficit, tied it up. That is a very good outcome for the Hornets.
It was a 5-point run for Lynchburg. Now we're tied up 8 apiece.
See what Guilford does with the volleyball.
It's Duvall to serve, perfectly placed down the line. Nice shot from Maddie Duvall, ace number 18 of the year for Duvall.
Well, it's a good shot when everybody turns and looks at each other.
Decides to go middle this time, picks out the libero Morgan Clark. Jackie Bryant going to try to stay hot. This one fended off by Guilford. It's going to lead to a roll shot from Moore. Ava Meinhardt will become a setter. And it'll be an assist for Meinhardt. as Tori Williamson finds the donut for Lynchburg point. Tied up 9-9.
And let's see if the Hornets can grab the lead this time for longer than one possession.
Now Lynchburg has led by exactly 1 point.
And the error.
Into the net from Abel Meinhardt. 10-9 your score. Guilford with Jillian Mapes to serve. Probably haven't given her enough credit for what she's done as a setter. 12 assists so far tonight. No aces for Mapes, but that was a dangerous serve. Talk about dangerous. Leah DiNardo. My goodness, they make you sign a waiver to see that usually. That ball was absolutely crushed.
Tie game again. Let's see who wants to take advantage of their possessions. It's been back and forth serving party over here in the Hill City for set 2.
The definition of back and forth. Tied 7-7, tied 8-8, tied at 9, now tied at 10. Alexis Scipione into set and serve. That one is wide right. Back and forth continues. Neither team really finding momentum easily graspable right now, if that's even a word.
Yeah. Again, it's just a serve back and forth party. Let's see if Guilford can win their serve, and they do not. Lynchburg got a little home field advantage there from the Raptors.
Yeah, the roof here at Lynchburg is one of the lowest that the teams play on, and those rafters and everything else above the rafters will come into play as Leah DiNardo got the point and the ball back for Lynchburg, but instead it's another serving error, and we're tied up again. We were anyway for a moment. Now Guilford leads by 1 again.
Coach K is having a discussion on the sideline over there. Does not look thrilled. Oh, look out. Holy.
That's Kate Hardy. And she just went right through the block. And you could see her kind of shake her head as she came down. I don't know if it was the message was, nope, that block's not going to be good enough, or just what it was, but it was a fantastic swing from Kate Hardy. Tied up at 12 apiece now. Go figure. Hardy again away from the net. Tried to get her own cover, but Meinhardt had it instead. Keogh's got a tip, and somebody was in the net for Lynchburg. No, it was net contact for Guilford. It's going to be a Lynchburg point, and the Hornets lead for just the second time in set 2. Lynchburg did take set 1, 25-19.
This is where you'd love to run away with it like a bank robber leaving. You don't want to give Guilford any free points, and a free point has occurred.
Net contact.
Sloppy on both sides this set, if you would agree.
Well, I wouldn't disagree. Baker's dozen apiece now, 13-13. Yeah, I mean, I think not all of those net contacts are going to be created equal, right? But I think you do have a point that some of those are avoidable errors. What about Morgan Clark laying out for a thin pancake right there to keep it alive?
Now that was a beautiful dig there.
If Lynchburg wins the point, remember that. They are going to win the point. That hit the left arm of Cavatayo. Great placement from Kaylee Keogh, but you really have to say the Morgan Clark diving dig made the point for Lynchburg.
She gets pulled out. She says she gets a little break, gets some fresh air, and watch, hopefully, Lynchburg tack on some points.
Abby Barlow in as the libero now for Lynchburg. Morgan Clark, or Maya Green, pardon me, to serve, and that's an ace for Maya Green.
Highest lead of this set for the Hornets. 2-point lead at 15-13.
It feels massive right now, John.
And timeouts will be called.
We'll step aside for a breather as well. Lynchburg by 2 in set 2. LHSN on Flo College. Timeout over. The set 2 score, Lynchburg 15, Guilford 13. Lynchburg did get a set 1 victory, 25-19. And there's some statistical analysis, team comparison. Lynchburg getting over 1.5 more kills per set coming into the contest. Those numbers are coming into today. But fairly even here, and you're getting a pretty good sample size as the season goes on. John, this is contest number 19 for Lynchburg, game 15 for Guilford.
Yep, and looking at both of those game amounts and records, you would say, we talked about this earlier, that Lynchburg would like their start a lot better than Guilford.
Oh, certainly. I mean, yeah, the numbers don't lie there. Lynchburg at 16-2. In addition to just winning 16 ball games, they've beaten some really, really good teams. But Guilford has got some resume-building wins as well at 8-6. The big win against Bridgewater on the road Sunday. There's a big stuff. Maddie Duvall really rising up to take that one right out of the sky. She averages nearly a block per set. Came in with 48 block points. She'll get one there to give Guilford the lead right back.
Ring around the rosy with the lead today in the set 2 in the Hill City, and we're still playing ring around the rosy, it looks like.
Shot from Meinhardt. Guilford's going to try to chase this down. Oh, and then a miss hit. They actually sighted it well and found out where it was going to reappear out of the ceiling.
It was sitting there for a good 5-10 seconds.
That was Amber Charlanzio that actually got under it and just couldn't complete the play. Tied up again, 16-16. Oh, perfect serve from Kaylee Keogh. Little dewdrop in float ball that Guilford was not ready for. And now it's a Lynchburg lead.
See if they can keep it or play back and forth.
Keogh with another good serve. Maya Green on the dig. Barlow would become the setter, and that's Williamson with a banger.
Into the crowd. High velo there.
18-16, Lynchburg by 2. We've had 8 ties so far in set 2. That is, and here comes another timeout from Guilford. Well, let's just stay here because we just took a breather. The score in set 2 is Lynchburg 18, Guilford 16. Lynchburg took set 1, 25-19. Lynchburg attack percentage in sets 1 and 2 combined looking really healthy at .362. Guilford on the other side is swinging it at .117. It came out on fire early in this set, they being the Guilford Quakers. We've had 8 ties. First one was at 7-7. We were most recently tied at 16 apiece. And we'll talk about these coaches again. It's Chris Myron in his first season for the Guilford Quakers. He got over 306 wins at his former destination of Clark University in Dubuque, Iowa. And there's the Guilford huddle there, and Chris Myron's in there somewhere giving the instructions. Yeah, you can kind of see him on the left side next to Natalie Moore. And for Lynchburg, Kevin Cardoza in his second year, 15 years of coaching experience at places like Virginia Tech, Tennessee, Radford, Albany, Maryland, NYIT. There's Coach K getting ready to have daughter Nora's first birthday celebration tomorrow. That'll be a first for him. Well, I'm sure he's done birthday celebrations, John, but first for his daughter anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure she'd love an early gift and a win for the Hornets, too.
Tried to run the slide play for Duvall, but the set was not quite good enough, and now Lynchburg with their biggest lead of set 2, 19-16 Hornets. Lynchburg being led right now by Kaylee Keogh with 6 terminations. She's serving it well, too. Couple aces there, and there's another one. 3 aces for Kaylee Keogh, make it 9 points total for KK.
Nice serve there. Got right where it needed to be. Tried to dig it up, but couldn't pull it out all the way. And that would be a bad outcome there.
Suboptimal for Guilford as they give up back-to-back aces. A pair of them for Kaylee Keogh.
Not good if you're Guilford. This game was just tied, playing back and forth, and the lead is built to 5, possibly 6 as the ball goes to the back of the Lynchburg gymnasium line. It's now 6-point lead.
It's trips aces now for Kaylee Keogh. 3 in a row for KK. 4 in the game. And this is what can happen in our game. Somebody can get hot from that service line, and it's really hard to break their momentum. Wonder if Guilford would consider another timeout. KK, another serve. Tight to the tape, but at least Guilford can play this one. Quakers will actually get a point on this one. Maddie Duvall on the far right side knocked it off the blocker.
Said she had trip aces. She might want to start playing cards because she'd be had a pretty good hand right now. And Lynchburg's hand has increased in this set as the lead is 5 now. And they were playing back and forth for 1-point leads. And there goes the lead up to 6.
Lynchburg rolling now, 23-17. For Lynchburg, this ends up being a 7-1 run. We were last tied at 16-16. One of 8 ties in set 2. Nice. Meinhardt, line drive serve. That one through the block and down from number 8, Zoe Wisnant. She's had some moments in this ball game, not quite the consistency that Guilford needs. Wisnant, that'll be termination, actually just kill number 1 for her, believe it or not. 23-18, Lynchburg by 5. Maya Green to the middle for DiNardo. Natalie Moore is right there for Guilford. Casey Johnson, is this ball on the line? This ball is out. Johnson cannot believe it. Little bit of dispute from the Guilford coaching staff.
Yeah, something that they think happened. The officials did not see the same. Looks like a little conversation at the scorer's table in a match point.
Set point.
Sorry,
but yeah, still a big point, though.
Tennis.
Yeah, right. Well, still sets in tennis, too. But it's still a big point. To your point, it'll be Alexis Scipione to serve it for Lynchburg. See how long Quakers can stay alive here. Down by 6.
Not
Stuff and then sent right back. Yeah, Leah DiNardo and Kate Hardy did the heavy lifting there on the right side for Lynchburg. They got the tall wall up, and then when the ball came back, Leah DiNardo pounced. That's a set 2 win for Lynchburg. 25-18. It started back and forth, and actually Lynchburg won set 2 by 1 more point than they got the set 1 victory. Hornets are going to try to go for the sweep in just a moment. See the conclusion next on LHSN and Flo College. Set 3 about to get underway from inside Turner Gymnasium. Kyle Haney, John Bilbo coming back at you, and Lynchburg trying to find the keys to the broom closet to go for the sweep. John, I think if the Hornets just continue to play their brand of volleyball, they should be in pretty good shape, don't you?
I do as well, and that would be a very good thing for this Hornets team. Struggling in set 2, but ended up pulling it out. They were down, but they came back and won the set. Let's go 3 sets. Let's take them out in 3 sets. Let's have a nice conference win, and let's put it on the resume.
Lynchburg 16-2. It would be win number 17. They were 19-12 last year, so Lynchburg's getting pretty close to getting the last year's win total, and we're still in early October. Nice little rally here to start set 3. Good block again from Lynchburg. Blocking has been a standout for the Hornets. We'll run down those numbers for you in a second. Kate Hardy, always a standout. That was an absolute missile off the right arm.
Yeah, there was no digging that ball up. That ball was coming at you real fast. They gave it an attempt, but ball had its idea of its own.
Lynchburg takes set 2, 25-18. It was a 25-19 victory in the opening frame. There's DiNardo off the right arm of the libero. Cavatayo cannot keep that one anywhere close. It ends up in the 5th row, and DiNardo has got point number 2 of the set for Lynchburg.
2-0 lead here early on in set 3, and that's a 2-1 lead.
More issues on the service line. I mean, I think based on our conversation so far, I can kind of speak for you, John, but that seems like you feel that's the area Lynchburg needs most improvement right now, the serving.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're beating themselves, but they're definitely hurting themselves. Make every point earned.
Kate Hardy, ferocious again. That one spinning off the block and down the net for another Lynchburg point. 3-1 Hornets. And Hardy's starting to heat up. She can do this. I mentioned it's a well-rounded offensive attack for Lynchburg, but she can really get hot. 18 kills in the 5-set win against Washington and Lee. That's the season and career high for her. This one's out of play from Guilford. 4-1 Lynchburg.
4-1, 3-point lead here in the Hill City for the Hill City, I guess you would say natives. I mean, they go to school here.
Yeah, I think you're safe to say that.
Does that mean I'm a native here, I guess?
When you're on campus anyway. Natalie Moore got rejected and ended up in her lap. 5-1 Lynchburg.
Much better start for the Hornets in set 3. Coach K, I'm sure, would like this start over last start for set 2.
Yeah, Coach Cardozo on his feet a little bit more here early in this one. Mapes going to set Johnson. Yep, and then another block from Lynchburg. DiNardo and Keogh teaming up. Lakeside Drive Roofing Company still working late on a Wednesday. And it will be a timeout for Guilford. Hornets by 5. I think we've got the upcoming schedule here for Lynchburg volleyball. Mentioned they're off for a week. Yeah, it's Avert next week. It's 1 week from today, and that will kind of kick off our homecoming festivities. Make your plans to join us on campus, Lynchburg fans, for homecoming and family weekend, October 17th through the 19th. So that game against Avert is on October the 16th. I think it's the kickoff Wednesday night. And then Lynchburg, that road match against Roanoke is October the 17th. And then Randolph-Macon coming up. So 3 key ODAC matchups for Lynchburg. 3 very winnable games, but 3 opponents that you can't just overlook.
Yeah, they would love to take all 3 of those conference games. Sitting as the number 2 in the ODAC conference, has some home court advantage. You know, Wesleyan as the number 1. You know, you got if you're the inside the Lynchburg team, you would gotta say that you feel pretty comfortable taking them to 5 sets at their own place. That we can knock off this number 1 seed, and we can go win it all.
I think you summed it up perfectly. I think that's the vibe in the locker room right now for Lynchburg. Full confidence. They would love to get another chance to battle the Marlins in the ODAC tournament or perhaps the NCAA tournament. There's a great serve from Tori Williamson out of the timeout. Things continue to go Lynchburg's way. And I will say this, John, I mean, that's the trade-off. When you serve tough, you are going to have some serving errors, but you're also going to have some aces as well. It's 7 in the ball game for Lynchburg, 7 from the service line. Keogh had 3 in a row. It really was a separator in set 2. Big smash from Leah DiNardo, but it's kept alive. Let's see where Lynchburg goes again. Kaylee Keogh this time. Flight 17 cleared for takeoff. Mapes set was too far, and Hardy and DiNardo just tipped it straight down. Not sure who actually got the right hand on it there, but great anticipation and feel at the net for Lynchburg.
Yeah, great sequence there for the Hornets. Build off of it, 8-1 lead, and can't build off. Just went right over the back line. Every time the Hornets serve and I say something, I curse them. So I'm just going to, keep my thoughts to myself serving.
Serving error number 10 for Lynchburg. 8-2 is the advantage. Quakers need to get cranked up here themselves from the service line. Morgan Clark in as the libero for Lynchburg. Nice pass there. And it's Hardy, another one. Just ram jam right off the block. I mean, she just is swinging it so good right now. That right arm is an absolute live wire for Kate Hardy.
9-2 lead. That's all I'll say. Scoreboard's there now.
Hardy's got 7 terminations. Ties for the team high with Leah DiNardo.
And it just doesn't, you can't make it up.
Yeah, well, now you know it's not you. 11th serving error for Lynchburg. Does give the ball right back to Guilford. Natalie Moore to serve for the visitors. Ava Meinhardt, man, fantastic to find the opening there. Scanning the defense as she goes up. Set allows her to just kind of pull that ball. Takes it from sort of the right side of the ball, 1 or 2 o'clock if you looked at the ball as a clock face, and then swipes right across and down to the floor for a point.
Yeah, good start here for the set for Lynchburg. Oh, look at that. Everybody wanted the ball, but nobody could get it.
And that's Maya Green with a service ace for Lynchburg. That might have been one she was just trying to get in. 11-3, Hornets on top by 8.
I'm sure she'll take that, though.
Oh, no doubt. Feels like maybe another timeout possibly coming from Guilford. Green, great effort on the layout, full extension, but could not slide a spatula under that one. 11-4. Quakers will send Maddie Duvall to the service line. She's got an ace today, 18 on the season. Overpass, and then a joust will go the way of the Quakers. So Guilford with back-to-back points. Some fight here for the visitors, who I said are back in action Friday in Charlotte. I think a couple games on Friday. This is contest number 15 for the Quakers.
Here we go, high velo. Good defense. Go from high velo to a little soft toss over.
Sometimes that's the way to break a defense down. Diving effort from Williamson, not good enough. Nice sequence there for the Quakers. They continue to build momentum. Still down by 5, but the door is not completely closed here for Guilford in set 3. They did drop sets 1 and 2, trying to avoid a sweep. Jackie Bryant's going to try to push over the defense, and that was too strong.
A little too high there. If you're the Hornets, just calm down. You got a lead. You're up 2-0 in this series, I guess, of sets. Just calm down. Coming out with a great start, you just slow it down a little bit. Look at that little lob ball. Oh, that was a good slam there.
It was kind of a pop serve that just really floated over nicely. Lynchburg.
Call timeout for Coach Cardoza here. He's lost the lead.
I think he's going to let the gals kind of self-organize on the court. If Lynchburg was to actually lose the lead or we become tied. Oh, fantastic there from Maya Green. Did that ball stay off the floor?
Whoa,
no, it was a
shot.
delayed call from the officials, and then the whistle finally came. That was Maya Green with a beautiful setter dump. First time she's tried to attack that way today, and it was right on time. Very nice. Lynchburg does restore some order to the contest on top by 4.
Good sights there. They needed a point there, and I thought it hit the floor, but I guess the Guilford team did not agree with me.
Green going to set Williamson over the top of the block. Natalie Moore is there. Setter dump from Mapes. That's one thing you'll see when the other setter attacks one time. It kind of puts that thought in your counterpart's head, and she says, maybe I should try one of those as well, and both setters get the point there with some craftiness on touch 2. 12-9 in set 3. Lynchburg by 3. Maya Green back set for Jackie Bryant. That one was off the block and then caught a body on the way down. Jackie Bryant with a beautiful shot for Lynchburg.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate there. That one's got to hurt. But taking it like a champ, still out there on the court. I'm sure she'll get a point back here for the team. She's a big part of this Guilford team as the libero. Very important.
Bryant's 6th kill, and how about a ripper from Casey Johnson, who continues to impress. For Johnson, just termination number 4. Feels like she's done a little bit more than that. She was actually hitting in negative numbers before that termination, but it brings Guilford within 3. Green cross court for Williamson, perfectly placed. I mean, just absolutely fantastic for Tori Williamson to find the donut there on a touch shot.
4-point lead. Subs coming in for the Berg. A lot of Bergs here in Virginia. Harrisonburg, Blacksburg, Lynchburg. I'm sure there's some Bergs that I'm missing.
Probably, yeah. No, that's actually a good point. Wonder which state has the most Bergs. If you really want to get scientific, you might have to go per capita, in fact. Natalie Moore, what a dig by Abby Barlow. That was 10 of 10 there for Barlow. Lynchburg will have to free ball it over. Kind of an awkward shot attempt there for Guilford. Lynchburg will get the point, though. Bad touches there for the Quakers. Give Abby Barlow a lot of credit for that one. She weathered a big storm from Natalie Moore. Hornets by 5. Barlow's been playing very well today. Team lead 7 digs, for Abby Barlow, senior from Stanton River High School. Timeout on the court. I think we're staying here. Lynchburg by 5, 15-10 in set 3.
Looking at the standings for the ODAC West, Virginia Wesleyan 6-0 in the ODAC, 19-0 overall. They're undefeated. Lynchburg 4-1 in the ODAC, 16-2. As we said, Lynchburg will take a game against Randolph-Macon here soon. He's 5-2 in the ODAC, 10-4. Roanoke, who they will be playing as well, was 4-3 in the ODAC, 9-8 overall. And the homecoming game for the Hornets is versus Averett University, who's 1-6 in the ODAC and 3-13. There's 2 winless ODAC teams in the ODAC conference play, Hollins University and Randolph College, who both have 12 losses, Hollins being 8-12, Randolph being 6-12. Randolph's right up the road from the Hornets.
Yeah, not a long trip from Rivermont Avenue. The log jam in the ODAC standings is 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. You've got 4 teams that are basically tied for 3rd. That's Washington and Lee, Bridgewater, Randolph-Macon, Shenandoah. They're all 4-2, so they're all technically tied for 3rd right now. And you mentioned Lynchburg will get a chance at Randolph-Macon. That's on the road in Ashland on Wednesday, October the 22nd. Point for Lynchburg out of the timeout. They're on top by 6 now in set 3, looking for the sweep. Here's some set 3 or sweep numbers, rather, for both teams. Guilford has been swept 1 time this season. Lynchburg has 7 sweeps.
Free ball.
Scipione's going to go to Hardy, and she continues to just be a firecracker. Kate Hardy scoring at will, and they have a great sound to them. I mean, these are loud kills from Kate Hardy.
Yep, that one had some velo on it for sure.
Termination number 8 of the match. Feels like more than that, I think, because they all are pretty hard hits. You remember them. Another solid block from Lynchburg. 7 block points for the Hornets tonight. Look at this one. It was Scipione on the floor, and then Hardy had to do the same. They keep it alive. Keogh's going to keep it alive again with a sliding one-hander. Here's Hardy away from the net and down. Give her another one. Kate Hardy is absolutely on a tear right now for Lynchburg, and she had a couple touches in the sequence, including one on the scramble where Lynchburg had to get the ball about 6 inches off the hardwood.
18-10 lead. Little runaway action.
Cavatayo's going to get the first touch. It was Natalie Moore on a softer shot. Casey Johnson rolls one over. Barlow's going to set Tori Williamson, who got a good strike. Nice rally here, back and forth. Moore going to try to end it. Nope, that block stymied it, slowed it down for Tori Williamson. And then DiNardo just leaping and launching. 19-10 Lynchburg. Leah DiNardo, termination number 8. Second on the team right now behind Kate Hardy. And back to this balance. I mean, Hardy's got 9, DiNardo 8, Bryant and Keogh and Williamson all with 6 kills apiece.
Yeah, spreading the wealth here for the Hornets.
I mean, they can kitchen sink you. They can really hit you with everything. Great serving, great blocking. Maya Green's got a kill on the dump. It's looking really solid right now as an offense for Lynchburg. And speaking of solid, that's thick as a brick right there as that ball is belted from Leah DiNardo.
Yeah, great shot there.
DiNardo's going to move into a tie with Kate Hardy for that team lead with the kills. By the way, DiNardo is hitting 800 right now. No, 900, I think. 818. Live stats just updated. Sorry for the bad math. There's a point for Tori Williamson. Went through the hands of Jillian Mapes. Guilford is really on the ropes right now, and Lynchburg is going to run away with this here in set 3. DiNardo, here's the numbers. 9 kills on 11 swings, no errors for Leah DiNardo. She's hitting 818. She was already 5th in conference in attack percentage, and after this game, she might be close to the top in that statistical category. How about one more? Got sent back. Lynchburg will rebuild. This time it's Williamson hanging. DiNardo had to get down to hoist that one out of the mesh. It's a great battle there, all of it around the net for a minute. Now Williamson again. Play on. Natalie Moore, set was slightly off target, but again, her leaping ability kept it alive. But the next touch after that wasn't so good for Guilford. Nice blocking.
Snatched the ball there. Not letting that ball come to the other side. Want to keep the ball on the Hornets' side and end this set.
Lynchburg continues to block well. 8 aces for the Hornets. And again, statistically, everything looking very good right now for Lynchburg. There's another ace. Too hot to handle. It brings Lynchburg within 2, 23-10.
2 away, like you said. Hornet bench happy. Guilford bench is still happy too.
Seem to be taking it in stride. I think they know they're probably not playing their best volleyball, but this offensive onslaught in set 3 is really impressive for Lynchburg. This is some of the best offensive volleyball I think we've seen them play all year. Defensively, not bad either. How about the dig from Scipione, and then just, again, firepower on display. Another bolt from Kate Hardy.
Game point.
Hardy's right around 500 in her attack percentage as well. And it is set and match point with Scipione to do the honors. Serve goes over. Not a bad one. Let's see if the Quakers can stay alive. Alcantara got stymied. She'll try again. Now Lynchburg with a chance to attack. Platform from Barlow. Hardy going to try to end it. She will. Kate Hardy again with a ferocious shot. That was physical, and it found a home. Lynchburg wins it 25-10, a 3-set sweep. Lynchburg's 8th sweep of the season. Hornets go to 17-2 on the year. They're 5-1 in ODAC play. Congratulations to Coach Kevin Cardoza and his outstanding coaching staff for another great victory. 8-7 now for Guilford. They dropped to 3-4 in conference play. They are back in action this Friday. Best of luck to the Quakers from here on out. We may be seeing this matchup again in the tournament. For Lynchburg, off for a week. They'll be in this gym 1 week from today, taking on those Avert Cougars. John, closing thoughts here as we will rattle off some team stats and some individual stuff. But this was pretty close to an A-plus performance for Lynchburg, wasn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Pretty close. I'd give them an A. Tighten up on the serving errors. Set 2 was a little bit of a scary show for a little bit, but I'd say they reacted very well. Steamrolled them in set 3. Way to get out with a conference win. Enjoy the fall break. Be ready for homecoming next week.
Well said right there. For Guilford, they were led by Maddie Duvall with 8 kills. Jillian Mapes had 18 assists. Only 3 aces for Guilford. They only had 2 team blocks as well. For Lynchburg, it was, again, an offensive overload tonight for Lynchburg. This was a really comprehensive performance here. Kate Hardy leads the way with 11 terminations, just 1 error. It was a hitting percentage of .500. Leah DiNardo finishes at .750. 9 kills, no errors on 12 swings, 12 attempts for Leah DiNardo. 6 kills for Kaylee Keogh, 6 for Jackie Bryant. They definitely had their moments of excitement. Tori Williamson, 7 terminations, 22 assists for Alexis Scipione, 11 assists for Maya Green, 5 aces from Kaylee Keogh. She was dealing them off the deck for the Hornets tonight, and the Hornets were blocking well. 8 total blocks as a team. Wow, what a performance for Lynchburg. Really good stuff to move to 17-2. Big thank you to our LHSN crew for all their hard work today on a very, very busy Wednesday, and hope you'll come see us next week for homecoming and family weekend. Find the full athletic schedule and all the other events that are going on at lynchburgsports.com. Make sure you're connecting with us on the social media side if you're doing all that fun stuff. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the rest. And we'll see you in 1 week as Lynchburg hosts Avert inside Turner. We'd love to have you along for the broadcast. For John Bilbo, it's Kyle Haney saying so long. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. Hornets get the win in straight sets over Guilford.
See you.